Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking what's truly become the undisputed standard for commercial wall spaces. Look, if you manage facilities, handle real estate, or oversee retail branding, you already know that commercial walls take an absolute beating, right? And for decades, the industry has just relied on the same old stuff: vinyl wall coverings, traditional wallpaper, maybe hand-painted murals. But let's be honest, those methods come with some serious drawbacks that just drain your budget and your time. So today, we're going to explore a completely new paradigm. We're talking about direct-to-wall printing technology. Seriously, ask yourself, how much is your commercial wall refresh really costing you in downtime and waste? We're going to expose the hidden operational headaches of traditional wall maintenance, the stuff that only true industry insiders usually see. We've watched facility teams and real estate managers repeat the exact same frustrating cycle over and over. You invest heavily in a wall solution, you watch it degrade. You manage the inevitable tenant complaints, and then you painfully tear the whole thing out just to start all over again. It's crazy. The environmental cost and the operational burden are absolutely unnecessary. So here's our blueprint for this explainer. We'll quickly cover the flawed cycle of traditional coverings, move into the direct-to-wall innovation, look at operational supremacy, architectural mastery, and finally, how to create a genuinely future-proof asset. Let's get right into it. Part 1. The flawed cycle. Let's expose the hidden costs of those traditional coverings. Okay, consider this shocking average: 45. Traditional vinyl generates 40 to 50 pounds of waste per 100 square feet every single time it's removed and replaced. I mean, think about that environmental footprint. It's like filling up a massive dumpster every time you do a basic rebrand. Vinyl wall coverings peel, wallpaper collects dust and harbors mold. And when it's time to refresh the space for a new tenant, all of that backing material and sticky, degraded vinyl goes straight into a landfill. It's this endless churn and burn approach, and honestly, it's just incredibly unsustainable for modern commercial spaces. But, the waste is really just the beginning. Let's talk about the true adhesive nightmare. Adhesives are these silent budget killers. They off-gas during and after application. They require strict curing times, which literally forces you to pay security guards just to stand there and watch glue dry in an empty, climate-controlled room. And then, once it's actually installed, the vinyl edges inevitably curl and bubble, especially in high-humidity environments like hospitals or commercial kitchens. And when you finally need to remove it, wow. It bonds so permanently that peeling it off feels like a full-blown construction project, requiring super expensive wall remediation. All right, let's move on to Section 2, the direct-to-wall innovation. Let's demystify the technology that actually fixes this.
The printing process we use is elegantly simple. Step 1, prep and seal the wall surface. Step 2, an industrial-grade printer applies high-resolution UV curable ink. And Step 3, that ink cures instantly under a UV light. That's it. We are completely eliminating the need for vinyl sheets, adhesive layers, or any backing materials whatsoever. There's no waiting around for things to set or dry. It's just one expert team, one pass, and one flawless finish.
Now, the real secret sauce here is substrate-level bonding. By bonding right at the substrate level, whether that's finished drywall, concrete, brick, or even rough CMU block, the graphic becomes a permanent piece of the architecture. It's not just a giant sticker slapped on top of your wall, right? It chemically integrates into the surface itself. Basically, if your wall is primed or sealed, we're ready to print. And because the substrate doesn't shift after installation, you get zero expansion or contraction, which means absolutely no edge peeling ever. Which brings us perfectly to Section 3. Operational supremacy. We're talking zero downtime and seamless execution. Directly contrasting the old way with our new expert standard, the difference is night and day. Traditional installations demand empty spaces, long curing periods, and incredibly disruptive downtime. Our direct-to-wall solution, it requires zero adhesives, uses localized containment to minimize dust and noise, and features that instant UV curing we talked about. This means your space is ready immediately. You literally no longer have to shut down an occupied hospital wing or block off a busy retail entrance just to upgrade your branding. A hospital can smoothly schedule an install during a shift change, and a retail store can refresh its graphics on a Monday morning and open for business that very same afternoon. It's a real game changer. And because we aren't wrestling with sticky panels, alignment tolerances, or waiting for adhesives to set, our expert team typically completes large-scale installations in under 5 hours. Yeah, just a 4 to 6 hour window is usually all we need for the whole shebang. When you actually calculate your current downtime costs, the facility coordination, the security staffing, the lost revenue from service interruptions, you'll quickly see how eliminating those adhesive waiting periods allows most of our clients to recover the entire project cost within just a single refresh cycle.
Okay, moving to Section 4, Architectural Mastery, Unmatched Durability and Fidelity. Because speed means nothing if it doesn't look incredible.
Whether you need 1440 DPI photoreal fidelity for a high-end fine art gallery or a highly durable surface that's completely sealed against daily hospital-grade disinfectants, this solution adapts to the granular realities of your specific environment. In healthcare, our surfaces withstand multi-year installations with intense daily chemical cleaning without fading. For museums, that 1440 DPI printing achieves archival quality, where shadows have actual depth and gradients are buttery smooth. And for retail, while our digital-first workflow guarantees your branding looks perfectly identical whether that wall is in Los Angeles, Atlanta, or Dallas, we deliver absolute consistency at scale. And speaking of scale, let's talk about seams. Seams are the absolute enemy of a polished look. In traditional applications, seams catch dust, they separate under thermal cycling, and they just ruin the visual continuity. That's exactly why our single-pass execution is the mark of true architectural mastery. Picture a 40-foot wide hospital corridor, a massive multi-story atrium, or a full lobby backdrop emerging from one continuous print job without a single break or transition. No panel lines, no awkward visual hiccups, just a stunning, seamless graphic that reads as an intentional, premium part of the architecture itself. Finally, let's look at Section 5, the future-proof asset, creating a sustainable, adaptable standard. We all know real estate cycles happen. Tenants change, brands refresh, spaces evolve. The old vinyl way guarantees messy removal, horrible adhesive cleanup, and super expensive wall remediation before the next tenant can even move in. But the expert way? Well, direct-to-wall printing is entirely paint-over ready. So when it's time to refresh, you simply paint right over the existing sealed graphic with a standard primer-compatible finish, and then we just print your new artwork directly on top. Zero removal, zero adhesive waste, zero wall damage. Landlords absolutely love this because you easily recover your investment value within just 2 to 3 lease cycles. This ultimately comes down to one core philosophy that we stand by. Your walls deserve a solution that is durable, fast to install, low impact environmentally, and adaptable to your changing needs. You see, we aren't just decorating walls here, we are engineering a future-proof asset. Vinyl coverings and wallpaper might promise part of that, but our direct-to-wall printing system delivers on all of it, beautifully, effortlessly, and sustainably. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. When you sit down and evaluate your current facility maintenance costs, the sheer downtime, the environmental waste, that endless, maddening cycle of peeling graphics, can you really afford to keep repeating the mistakes of the past? Is your commercial space ready to break the flawed cycle of vinyl and embrace the expert-led future of direct-to-wall printing? Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope this deep dive has completely transformed how you look at the walls around you.